Yo, 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 you already know who it is. Bro Amigos Podcast back again. Price, Rob, we must discuss things. And today on the show, we got to give you guys our NFL draft recap. We're going to talk about where we feel like the WNBA is going, hockey, moving to Salt Lake City, and of course, the end of an era in the NBA. We got to touch up on this. And all of that we're about to discuss now. Bro Amigos Podcast. Let's get it.
Bruh.
Rob, the draft.
What up?
The NFL draft. Some questionable moves by teams. Some moves that are really liked. I know you like what your Vikings did. I know you feeling that. And we're gonna go over this. We're gonna go over, some of the NFL draft picks. Kind of give you guys what's going on in our head. Of course, we all knew. Rob told you guys the Bears weren't man enough not to pick Caleb Williams.
Absolutely not.
He had to be number one. But here's where, if you guys tuned in our Twitter or our Instagram page, you got to see some of the picks that me and Rob made for the first round. And here's where stuff started to go left and right between us. Rob had went ahead and he had Drake May going to Commanders. I had LSU on Jaden Daniels going there. Okay. I feel like this was the pick that Washington needed, though, Rob. They needed they need a playmaker. That's why I went Jaden Daniels. I don't feel like Drake May is a playmaker just yet. Like dynamically, like he's gonna make plays with his legs and stuff. That's why I went there. I think that this is a good pick for Washington. What you think?
Yeah, no, I'm all for Jaden Daniels going number two. I love Jaden Daniels. Love watching him play at LSU. The reason why I had Drake May going over him was because of the age. That was really it. Like I thought that I'm with you. I thought he's a better playmaker than Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he will be a great pro. They do have a pretty good offensive core. You got Scary Terry. You got Eckler coming there now. Uh, I think they do have something there for him to really set in and as a rookie kind of get the reins and actually go and be good for them. But yeah, like I had just Drake May over them. It was really but just because of age. Drake May, I think, is going to be a good playmaker for New England. They still got they drafted I want to say they drafted a receiver at in the second round. I can't remember his name. I'm looking it up right now, but I think he's going to be nice for them. Granted, it's a new regime, so it's not. I think we have to get out of our mind, or we have to get out what we think of the Patriots right now,
Yeah.
because we have a vision of what we had for the last 20 or so years of what Patriots football and Patriots offense essentially is, or at least how it has been the last few years. But I think with this new regime, it's kind of gonna look different. They got Demario Douglas, they got some receivers, Kendrick Bourne,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to remember the other cat that they just picked up. But like, nah, man. I mean, I think that it will Drake May for New England. Even though I was saying that they should have got Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Yeah.
Drake May for them, I think is good, and I fuck with it. And I was wrong.
Yeah. Now Drake May, like I said, he just looks like me. He just look.
Oh,
Tell me
Jalen
that.
Polk.
Yep, that's what I told you.
They
Jalen
got
Pope.
Jalen Polk.
Yeah, they took Jalen Pope in the second round. But Drake May
Oh
just
yeah.
looks like he belongs in New England. Tell me that he doesn't look like the other Tom Brady, bro. He has the chin of another Tom Brady. And maybe,
Yeah.
that's just me speaking on the man's looks of what he looks like. But yeah, chin of
And
another
he's
Tom Brady.
white.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. But he's that dude. I feel like that's who they need. They got Jalen Pope to go with him. They gave him a receiver. I feel like that's why I picked to go 32 to Kansas City before they moved up. And I feel like they're starting off the right way. You got a defensive minded head coach over there. You got a guy who you got a new quarterback. You bringing him a fresh new receiver, somebody he can grow with. You got a little bit of talent there already. New England can be on the up and up from here. They're with the new regime and everything. This is the right way for them to go right now. It's just the right move. Now, Arizona,
mm,
no excuses, Kyler Murray. You got the best receiver in the draft right now. If there's a guy that I was going to pick out and say he's going to have 11, 1,200 yards, possibly his first season and catch 10 touchdowns, this is the dude right here. Marvin Harrison Jr., arguably, probably the best athlete in this draft.
Oh
Period.
yeah,
Hands
very
down.
much, very much.
He has everything that you want in a receiver. He can run the routes. He is insanely fast for what he is. I know his daddy might have been fast, but his daddy wasn't that fast. Jimmy?
Nah, he's got it all, and he's bigger.
Yeah.
Like he's bigger and as fast, if not faster, than his dad.
6'3", 200 pounds, just in
Got
there.
hands, got
Hand,
everything.
everything. This is the guy that y'all wanted, bro. Kyler Murray, if you're going back to the playoffs, because I think you've only been one time. If you're going to the playoffs, this is the dude you got, okay? Arizona, if you're looking to make a push, this is y'all chance. Kyler Murray's healthy. He's in there. Y'all get these two guys together immediately. Start putting in the work because this could be showtime over there in Arizona. Give them a little bit of that was Kirk Cousins and Larry Fitzgerald action. I mean, not Kirk Cousins, Kurt Warner. And whenever they had Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden, give them a little offensive action over there right now. Chargers, offensive tackle, Joe Alt. I just knew you guys were going to take Malik Neighbors because I said Chargers could use a little offense over there. And y'all told me no, we need an offensive line. Hey, you got that one. Giants, I don't know what y'all are picking this for unless y'all gonna give Daniel Jones another run. Because I don't want to see another receiver go to the Giants and wither away like Odell Beckham did in the beginning. I just don't. And being that Odell Beckham was an LSU product and Malik Neighbors is an LSU product, and I walk around in giant fluffy LSU house slivers, you know where my college love is. So I just don't want to see that happen to him in New York. But maybe New York has a change that they're going to come about. What did you think whenever you saw those two whenever you saw Malik wind up in New York?
I'm with you. I thought Malik was definitely going to the Chargers. Like go out basically. Granted, he's gonna be nice, but
Yep,
he's gonna have to play right tackle now,
yep.
unless Rashawn Slater's gonna ass up left tackle. So I'm like, why would you do that, Chargers? And granted, like we talked about, like with the Patriots, this is a new Chargers. This is Harbaugh's Chargers, and Harbaugh is a very much run first guy. He's a
Yep.
very much he had great quarterback play with Colin Kaepernick, but like he likes to run the ball. Like he likes to basically get the run going, which I love. I personally love it. But like getting a guy like Joe Alt, when you got Rashawn Slater already, I probably wouldn't have done that. I would. They do need receiver help. They
Yeah.
don't have anybody. They got Quentin Johnston, who I love, granted, but didn't have a great rookie year. So unless he's gonna make a leap, they lost Keenan Allen, they
Yep.
lost Mike Williams,
Yep.
they don't have Austin Eckler. Like their targets, their guys are gone. So, and I can't remember who they picked, if they even picked. I want to say they did go wide receiver in part of this draft, but like my guys, like I don't know what y'all doing. Like I don't necessarily understand like where y'all
They
going with
picked
that one.
Lad
I
McConkey too at the beginning of the second round, but
which like eh, sure you do that, Chargers. But nah, man, like they needed, and they picked and they picked up Jerry Rice's son. But like that ain't gonna help you, big dogs. Y'all need something else. Maybe they go get Odell Beckham Jr. or something. Bring him back out to LA or something. Go out to get or Tyler Boyd. Like there are free agent wide
impossible.
receivers still out there. But like this was probably something that y'all should have got. Like, hey, let's get a stalwart that's going to appease our quarterback and really do that. But and
And
we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about Justin Herbert and a little bit, about the Chargers in a minute.
yeah,
But yeah, like y'all needed to get wide receiver help, and y'all I don't think y'all did it as much as y'all could have. Lab McConkey is gonna be nice, but I think y'all should have had something else and Lab McConkey
Yep.
versus just like having Lab McConkey.
Now, here's one that everybody was surprised about.
Yeah.
And I know Rob definitely wants to talk about this one. Atlanta, Michael Penix Jr. Rob, go.
So I said this on Twitter, and shout out to Dan Orlovsky for doing the Lord's work. What was it yesterday or no? On Friday,
Oh
because that
man.
man was taking all the damn arrows from everybody talking about how much he was liking the move for from the Falcons. Like I and ran it. This is where I get it. I ain't saying I agree with it. I just say I get it because people were talking about, hey, why would you go pay for Kirk Cousins if you're going to basically get Michael Penix Jr.? When they signed Kirk Cousins was March 15th, or at least that's when it was reported and everything like that. Started free agency. They went out and got they went out to a out for a workout for Michael Penix Jr. on the 26th in March. So they saw Michael Penix Jr. after they had already got Kirk. So it wasn't as if like there was a oh man, we're gonna go where there it didn't seem like it was a plan. So unless they were like, hey, we really head over heels for Michael Penix Jr., on March 14th, it didn't seem like they basically were really big on him. And I mean, it sounded like they were amazed. They had him as their number two quarterback in the draft. They set him as the best pure passer in the draft, which I understand and I agree. But it's still to the point of, hey, this is a guy that is older and has injuries himself that's going to be backing up a guy or possibly backing up a guy. Chances are going to be backing, but a guy that's coming off an Achilles tear and has a higher age than most quarterbacks. So it's a crappy situation on paper. But as far as having a guy that you feel very passionately about, especially when you don't know what's going to be coming out in the next few drafts as far as quarterback wise, it ain't a bad thing to take a Michael Penix Jr. just at least have him there. Because I know I looked at Sport Tracks, shout out to Sport Tracks, with contracts, there's a potential out in the next couple years with Kirk Cousins. So it may just be a 2-year deal with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. can take it from there. You also have in your hip pocket Michael Penix Jr. to start for the Falcons in case Kirk is not good coming back from his Achilles tear.
True.
So he probably take all the first team snaps coming into the season as Kirk is coming back. If Kirk is not back already, because I mean it's an Achilles tear. So it's going to take some time for him to actually get back, get into it, and get comfortable as a quarterback. So you have Michael Penix Jr. right there in your hip pocket. You can basically be, not maybe not confident with him, but at least somewhat confident that you have a good quarterback that basically is right there to start for your team week one. So, like I said, I get it. I don't agree with it, especially when they talking about, well, we might be picking in the playoffs and gonna be picking late, or we're gonna be in the playoffs, we're gonna be picking late. Y'all on that fucking glue, huffing that glue. But as far as saying, let's get somebody we fall in love with, like I've had, like when we bought our house, our real estate person is like, hey, we don't want to give you the house that you like. We want to give you the house that you love. You're gonna basically get something that you love. It's something that basically you are confident in wanting to have on your squad. You might as well get it whenever you feel comfortable getting it. Even if you're the laughing stock, even if everybody's saying it's not gonna work out, ain't none of these motherfuckers in Miss Cleo. So if you basically got the guy that you got, cool. I get it. I don't know and I don't understand. I am agreeing with you motherfuckers saying y'all gonna make the playoffs and be all this great team, but I don't know shit either. I'm just a guy in a Naomi shirt.
Question.
But
So, not to cut you off, but I thought about this. Was this I bought the TV and bought a warranty separate, or did I jump the gun and spent too much on the TV? And now I'm trying to make sure that I go get a warranty or something that's gonna be suitable to take its place just in case this piece of fragile equipment breaks immediately.
I say it's more of I bought a car. I really like this car. Hey, here's this other car that came out 2 weeks later. I really want that car too. well, I'm not gonna trade in this car. I can't really trade in this car. I'm still paying a note on it, but I'm gonna at least go get a car and I'm gonna lease it. And it's gonna be I can afford both. I can afford both cars. It ain't it to where I can't. It's just I'm just me and I don't need two cars. But I got two cars now. And I ain't gonna drive both. I can't drive both at the same time. But at least I got two cars that I like. One I may be paying more on, but the other one I still like and got it, and I can drive it whenever I want.
Yeah. Okay. Because the move was so fast. Because it's like if you had him as your number two quarterback, it's like I almost feel like we wanted to make sure we had a quarterback that was better than what we had, and then we found out we really like this one, but we already paid for the first one. So let's get this one too.
Mm.
Like you said, in 2 years there could be an out with Kirk Cousins, and let's be real, he's coming up off of Achilles. You don't know
Yep.
if he's gonna be there to start. You got your backup plan in place already if he's not able to start. So kind of works.
Yeah.
Kind of works.
It's not it's not a bad thing. You don't have anybody else that you can really like we were talking about before the show. Like you can go out and go get Ryan Tannehill, but because you're gonna need somebody to start week one. And I don't know who else they got in there with them. Like, as far as I know, it's only Cousins and Penix that's there for the Falcons. So you can so at least you got somebody that you can start have go week one. Might not be the best thing, might not be the greatest thing, but you got somebody that you like. Somebody that you're like, okay, I really fuck with this. Now, how it works out in the NFC South, sure. Because the NFC South seemed like they got some folks now, but it's still a crapshoot. So any guesses, anything is good. Just maybe not in the totality of the NFC and everything.
Hey, what we know one thing: Atlanta definitely has two quarterbacks now, and if Kurt isn't ready to go, they got a young guy. He's already ready to go. One of the most accurate passes. Hey, he's good to go.
Yeah, and I want to say the Falcons, or what I heard, what that was reported is that they had Jaden Daniels as number one. So they had Caleb and not as number one or number two. So I mean, that might be another thing. Like with Caleb Williams, like some people may be just not great on him or not really confident in him. But I mean,
Yeah, or they
yeah,
maybe could have just
everybody
knew he
sees
was
something
gonna be
different.
off the board. It wasn't a shot at him, but maybe, or maybe they just didn't believe in him. Yeah, who knows? Chicago, great job. You got a quarterback. You went and got him a receiver. You knew he was gonna need a receiver. Rome is a great receiver coming out of Washington. He's gonna be good to play out there with Caleb Williams. You give him a target early, grow with, and Rob's Vikings moving up a spot, swapping out with the Jets, getting JJ McCarthy at 10. You feeling good, Rob? You feeling good? The Vikings
Oh,
got him a quarterback now. Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm fine with it. Like I said, I already like people like, oh, you coping. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not. I will say this. This is what I'm bigger on the Vikings with. A Dallas Turner, which yeah, that's gonna be a motherfucker right there. I love that pick. I love the fact that we traded up to get. But the other thing that I actually was more liking with this draft had nothing or didn't have as much to do with this draft. As far as reported, the Vikings actually tried to go get Justin Herbert. That's what I actually love. The Vikings and the Patriots, for that matter, tried to go get Justin Herbert. And here's why I love it: is because we talk too much about, or it's been talked too much about, from the old school cats with players. Oh man, they're too buddy buddy. We used to hate each other back in the day. We used to want to kill each other when we get on the field. Teams don't do that. Teams are very much 32 pimps that basically seem like they got a code that they ain't gonna really go out. Namely, like with the Falcons and Lamar Jackson. Everybody talked about, well, look, Ravens was gonna go get him back. They was gonna go get him back. No, you know what a real team does? Goes out and tries to get the best quarterback available, and they go get out. Then one time, then turn two-time MVP. Like that's what a real team does. And so when my team basically was like, "Hey, we see a motherfucker that is looking at they might trade up their quarterback because why not? Because hey, get my college quarterback, the guy that I recruited, I can have him on my team. They were basically like, hey, we can take advantage of this and get a great quarterback. Granted, he got his money, but like we can at least get a great quarterback on our team and be advantageous with 3 first-round picks to trade for and some pick swaps. I love that, Vikings. I'm glad y'all did that. Y'all actually trade. We're gonna do trades for a good reason this time. Thank you for basically just at least giving me that level of hope. That level of we're trying to make my team better. I like that. Yeah, you might strike out on some shit, but at least you're taking some hacks. You ain't standing up there getting a backwards K looking. Like, y'all basically are trying this. All right. And I appreciate that. I have to say that. Thank you for trying to go get Justin Herbert. Keep doing shit like that. Don't act like a 32, one of the 32 pimps with a code. Be the aggressive pimp. Fuck with y'all for that.
Tell them that they better have my money. Bo Nix, the project quarterback we talked about that Sean Payton would take. We already had a mind that this was gonna be his pick.
Bronco Bo.
Yep, Bronco Bo. Now that's what we gonna call him. Like we said, we knew that he was gonna pick something that was gonna be a project. And I'm gonna say this: hopefully, you have a productive project because I feel like right now the team owner might go TikTok gunshot. You know, we looking for something to shake over him, but he has his quarterback of the future. No excuses now. Get shit done. I don't want to hear anything else, Sean Payton. That's it. The Raiders. Raiders. I'm gonna call this questionable. Do you guys have a quarterback? Who is throwing the ball? But nonetheless, you went and got Brock Bowers out of Georgia. Probably the head over everybody else tight end. I don't know how much he's gonna catch the ball depending on who's throwing to him, but you went and got a tight end. So unless you guys plan on making a move that we don't know about or we haven't foresaw or a possibility, hey, Raiders, you went and picked the tight end. Yay. Uh, another good one, like we said, we liked your Vikings getting Dallas Turner. That was very nice, very very nice. But I'm gonna drop down a little bit so we can kind of wrap this up. So here's another one that me and Rob were trying to figure out what went on for this. Kansas City, how did y'all convince Buffalo to swap with y'all? You know, in the world, whenever somebody's been jump kicking my ass for the past few years, I don't hand them a stick and say, next time whip my ass with this, it'll help you out. It'll be a little bit faster.
Right. Like you gotta follow through. You gotta get the hands
Yeah.
in there. You gotta
I don't go give the person like that's been whipping on me the upper hand. What went on with this? Kansas City gets the swap with Buffalo from 32 up to 28, and they're going to pick the fastest receiver in the draft, Xavier Worthy. Okay, so possibly Patrick Mahomes just got his take the top off the defense, so Travis Kelce could play across the middle. But like we said, how did this work out, Buffalo? Y'all just traded. Stephon Diggs is gone. Is he coming back? Is
Davis is gone.
yeah, like Gabe Davis is gone too. Like, are they coming back, Rob? Did I miss something? What didn't I see? Did we miss something? Like, are they somebody coming back now or something? Buffalo. Josh Allen is a good quarterback. You don't just pull Josh Allen's out of the pack like every other day. What's going on, Buffalo? Like, what was the why? Like, I'm trying to. Granted, y'all drafted Keon Cole, okay, but you traded back. That was actually y'all in Carolina. Y'all got that in Carolina. Y'all got Keon Cole, but what else is he gonna throw to? What's going on? I don't understand that, Rob. Like, what do you think the mindset of thinking was for that one? Because then after that, you took a safety late in the second round. Who are they thinking is gonna catch the ball, bro?
Me? You?
It-
I don't know, bro.
I haven't got my 10
Like,
day yet. Mhm.
I mean, you got to stretch a little bit, but I could get out. Well, actually, no. Keon Coleman, I think he's gonna be a nice ass receiver. Let's start there.
Yeah,
He already is a great interview. I think he's gonna be nice for them. So I can be like, hey, y'all shouldn't give up. Which I'm with you. Y'all shouldn't help your team. Y'all shouldn't help y'all rivals, you know, in this whole draft. But it's also like y'all got a nice one over with him. So I think they're gonna be okay for that. Now, whoever I don't know who else is on their team or Dalton Kincaid. Um, I actually gotta look this shit up because I'm like I can't think
there
who
you
else is
go.
still
Oh, and
on
while we in it, shout out to Keon Cole. That's Opelousas right down the road from you, boy.
there. Yep.
Shout out to my boy Marlon. He's from that same part of the neighborhood right there. Probably
But
the
say I
best
mean,
interview right now I've
yeah, like
seen.
I was about to say, I know you was like y'all check out like his Waffle House interview, like y'all check out like him, like he's gonna be one of them ones,
Yeah,
like I fuck with dude, like
yeah, oh yeah.
uh let's see,
Louisiana
we
at its
got
finest, baby, right there.
yeah like very much, very very much Appaloosa dog, like that's what that man is giving to the world, like he's gonna give to Buffalo for the next few years, but like KJ Hamler, Mac Hollins, Andy Ishbia, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Tyrell Shavers, Justin Shorter, Brian Thomas. A bunch of guys. I mean, Curtis Samuel's cool. He's good. I fuck with Curtis Samuel. Mac Hollins has moments. KJ Hamler has moments, but it's just some dudes. Dalton Knox and Dalton Kincaid is still there, but it's some dudes. It ain't no digs. There's no digs there. Keon Coleman could be a Diggs. I doubt it. Diggs is great. I'm not saying Coleman's not gonna be great, but that's a high bar. It's an all pro bar. I, that's a lot.
That is a
So
lot. That's a lot. You shooting high. Like you are shooting very, very, very high. Is it possible? Yes. And could it happen? Yes. But Keon Coleman is probably definitely gonna be the new number one right now in Buffalo. And he's gonna be giving y'all Louisiana like every time that you see an interview with this man. And this man gave y'all the truth. You
my
heard this
thing here
man.
is how many excuses y'all gonna give just Josh Allen of he ain't got no help. Y'all been basically lauding talking about this motherfucker like he's the next coming, like the next great. Like now we gonna see now that he don't have an all pro receiver how great he is. Because y'all be all like, oh, the quarterback is everything, quarterback is all things. I've been telling y'all, this motherfucker's been, I won't say hidden, but he's basically had help. It ain't just been him. Like, we gonna see now what actually he looks like. We gonna see, we gonna take off the beer goggles and be like, oh, this is what Josh Allen actually.
And shout out to us because last week we just told y'all quarterbacks aren't cure alls to what y'all problems are. So shout out to us here at Brett Migos Podcast from us here at Brett Migos Podcast. Remember, we giving y'all the real, bro. We gonna give y'all the real. But I don't know. He is gonna have the excuse if Buffalo goes 8-8, and let's say Keon Cole has a really good season, or they manage to win 10. So they've been hovering around 11, 10, that 10 to 12 wins for the past few seasons since they've had Josh Allen. So if they win 10 and don't make the playoffs, or they make the playoffs and get knocked out, we're gonna hear, oh man, he didn't have this, he didn't have that. But he just had Gabe Davis and he had Stephon Diggs. And then you guys had a chance to try to keep those two and get this guy, and then he would have had a massive receiving core. Or at least if you could have kept one of them and got this guy, he would have had still a great receiving core. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna hear a lot of Josh Allen doesn't have anybody to throw to, even if Keon Cole has like 11, 1,200 yards and like 10, 12 touchdowns or whatever. We're gonna hear that excuse. But you got rid of Gabe Davis. You lost Stephon Diggs. You out here trading away. You gave a very intelligent quarterback in Houston, Stephon Diggs now, which Texans are probably gonna win 12 games.
At least.
They're gonna win 12 games. They're
Oh,
they're in there. They're in there. I don't think that
they
this is
might
gonna
be
be a
like
rookie
14 and
slump.
3.
Yeah, that team is gonna be ridiculous. They're gonna be ridiculous. It doesn't matter how people put it, but But that was our little brief breakdown. One more thing, Dallas Cowboy fans, I care nothing about you drafting an offensive tackle. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know right now, because I'm happy to tell you that on a regular basis. Just so you know, y'all didn't do shit. So, get over yourselves. I don't want to hear shit about Dallas going to the Super Bowl at all. Don't want to hear. Now, moving on. WNBA. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, teams getting Twin Towers. I see. First, we're going to do two things. We're going to talk about what my boy Rob put up here within the next year or so. Rob, you feel like they might have a 4-point line?
Yep.
Okay. You can go ahead and break that down for the people because, you kind of told me your idea on it, but, go ahead and break it down for the people.
Let me share with the world, with the mass. But yeah, man, like Caitlin Clark coming in, I think they're WNBA gonna go full, stride into this, like saying, "Hey, we got somebody that can shoot out the gym. We're gonna put a line where it's almost out the gym, and that's what they're gonna shoot from." I'm telling you, like it's gonna be, I think, within the next year or so, we're gonna have a 4-point line in WNBA. And this is not saying that it's a bad thing. It's not. I'm not trying to be rock and jock gimmick, but I think that they're gonna try to basically bring in more people, try to do things that's going to bring in a new audience in a 4-point line where anybody can shoot from, including Caitlin Clark. That's going to be, I think, the new advent for this league. Like, other people brought up lowering the rims and everything like that. I think that that's something, but all the women have basically said that's a no go.
Yeah.
And so having a 4-point line, I think that that's going to at least give more of a within game kind of presence. Is going to at least give a meaning or something else to look forward to when it comes to the women's game.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they might not go with a 4-point line. They might just keep it, chill and basically be like, all right, now we good with how we are, and that's fine. But I think that with what Caitlin Clark has been, with how much they've been trying to market this game, with now they got the new TV. They're starting to get a new TV deal along with the NBA. I think that they're gonna basically bring in something else that's gonna bring in some kind of advent outside of expansion that's gonna help bring in more people.
So, I'm gonna give two takes upon this. Rob's idea might not be a bad idea, but I do think this: you're bringing in a shooter. I think that, for the lack of better words, this is going to be the white woman Steph Curry if she takes off. Okay. Now, WNBA, if you ever gonna listen to somebody and hear somebody out, hear me out on what I'm about to say. This is your chance to market her and Angel Reese as your new Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. You guys fail to see WNBA has had some stars: Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Diana Taurasi. You've had those people, Sue Bird, but nobody has had somebody come in at the same time and be opposite of them. Let alone not just opposite, have a college feud that gets national attention that was everywhere. People fail to realize the game in the NBA turned. You had the guys like Kareem and them that were helping the game chug along. But then you had Bird, you had Magic. And from there, that spawned a new era and it started bringing in TV. And it was Lakers and it was Celtics. Okay? This is your chance for your Bird versus Magic, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. This team, that team. This is your chance to push it. You want a TV deal, you guys want money, you want everything. These are the personalities that you need. Whenever I hear them say, "Oh, we want the split that the men get," you forget about everything that went on ahead before they ever got to this point. You forget that these guys were not being paid the most. And then you forget that they had players that had personalities and people gravitated towards them. And it brought people in. And it had black and white people on both sides that supported this person, the blue collar person, the more white collar fancier person, the blue collar worker, Larry Bird versus the more streamlined jet setting guy and Magic Johnson, the guy with the smile and the flashy passes versus the guy who was a shooter and a trash talker and he got down there in the trenches with his people. This is your chance. This is your marketing chance. This is your start. Forget it, all of it. The we lower in the rims. Look, everybody knows genetically it's not enough of you women built up to jump up there with explosive. Ain't none of y'all on the level of Blake Griffin. Okay? Nobody's Anthony Edwards in the female. Y'all aren't jumping out the gym dunking. But what you can use is the skills that you have and the personalities that you have to draw in the people that you have. This is your moment. This is your Bird versus Magic. Market these two. Push this to the moon. Get your TV deal. Get your money. Hey, I ain't worried about you getting money because I'm out here trying to get my bag with the homie on the screen with me. We understand the grind. But this is the marketing move that you got to move. Push this in the right direction and everything that y'all want to come forth. Because once you get the deal and you get the splits, because people can watch y'all streaming. Caitlin Clark, if she's a big enough thing to help push this along, like everybody wants, you put her and Angel Reese up there. Hey, y'all got a match made in heaven, baby. But listen to us. This is your time to capitalize on what's going on. Use this to y'all advantage. Get your money, baby. I ain't worried about you. The bag is out there for everybody. Get to it. Now, with that being said, hockey. They're going to Salt Lake City. And Rob, I see you hollering about since hockey is getting since Salt Lake City is getting hockey back. So move the Jazz to Seattle. You think Seattle is ready for another NBA team?
Absolutely. They've been wanting one. They've been talking about
Yeah.
Seattle's gonna be the next expansion. But nah, here's what I was thinking about. This is an excellent opportunity. Like I was hearing I think it was Bomani Jones. Shout out to Bomani Jones. He was talking about how Salt Lake City, as the city that they are, cannot support two, major sports teams.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's right. I've never been to Salt Lake City, so I can't really say yes or no on that. But I've also heard so many other people say, we are tired of coming to Salt Lake City. I don't like Salt Lake City. I don't like this. I don't like that. They got these liquor hours, whatever. This is an excellent opportunity, NBA, for y'all to have an out to basically take the Jazz out of Salt Lake. I'm just saying. I'm just hear me out. Hear me out with this. And I know Salt Lake City Jazz fans, I got you. All five of y'all can get mad and throw rocks at our podcast. Just keep the views
Just hit the
up,
like
right?
button.
And subscribe. And so, but this is an excellent opportunity for the NBA to be like, but you guys cannot support two teams. So what we can do, and look, we could take this off of your hands. So like, this might be a little dirty max. So okay, hey, so look, I get it. You know, this whole hockey thing came into your lap. This is something that you know you didn't really think was gonna happen. You didn't think Phoenix was gonna fuck up and lose their team. Because they basically had them in squalor. But here's what I can do for you.
Mm.
And this is Adam Silver talking. So Imagine me as Adam Silver.
Yep,
We look
yep,
the same.
yep.
This is an opportunity for you, Salt Lake City. Just look, divest. D Wade, you can just basically move on out of there. Move Seattle Supersonics, and this does two things: give Supersonics back to Seattle and give them an actual team that they can support. Also, give the Jazz name back to New Orleans, name that they can basically have back. It makes everything all better for everyone. Cause see, look, now D Wade, Jazz owner who I can't remember because you're not as important as D Wade, you can now basically have a team in a city that has a rich, has a rich history. And then I know Jazz fans, I know y'all had finals stuff, whatever. But like, here's a city that the Gary Paytons, the Sean Kemps, the Deadlift Shrimps, the Luke Rittenauers, the first year of KD. Like, this is where we can basically bring this back. And the fact that they can't support two winter teams and they got the soccer team too, like they ain't built for this. Seattle got a big ass airport, a nice airport too. Shout out to Ivars. They got a nice airport too. Like, this is something that they can really use. Let's just give this on back to them. Just move this on back to them. Let's have this work out for everybody. We need this to be for everybody right here. All right. Don't think of this as Salt Lake City losing a team. Let's say it's gaining space. Because now basically the new hockey team could play in that team in that arena, hands down, right there. Like, nobody sharing. They ain't gotta move the floor. They ain't gotta basically melt the ice. The ice could be there all year round. There ain't no concerts or anything like that coming in there anyway. So like, let's just do this for them. Let's do this for everybody. Let's have, we can now have, the All-Star game in Seattle versus basically thinking like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Salt Lake City again because they ain't gonna never happen again, dog. I'm just saying, like, this is an opportunity for y'all, NBA, if y'all really want to take advantage of this, really get the Seattle Supersonics back into Seattle without having to do expansion, which I know y'all might want to expand anyway. But y'all have another city that y'all can expand to, versus basically having to deal with Salt Lake anymore. I'm just saying, just just ponder on it, think about it. Don't have to make a decision right now, but I'm just saying, like, this is something for you to basically take advantage of. You, Adam Silver, that's not me, because we're not Dirty Mac anymore. But like, that's for y'all to basically make it.
So
But
Ryan Smith, you heard him, which is the owner of the Jazz.
there we go.
Give it up that give up that team, let it go back to Seattle, which I know Seattle has been wanting a basketball team back, Space Needle, nice airport, everything up there. Hey, plus NBA players like that that look green, so hey, it's a win-win, it's a
Absolutely.
win-win for a lot of people. And give us back the Jazz name. I'm all for that. Because I don't want to be the Pelicans. Yeah. The Pelicans is cool, it's my state bird, but
Yeah, it's one of those, like, it works. But if you call it the New Orleans Jazz, give actually give back the put back the Mardi Gras colors full time. Shit.
oh yeah. We with it. I'm definitely with that, Rob. I'm definitely with that. Now, as we wind down our podcast, uh, I had to talk on this before we leave, and me and Rob, I know me and Rob about to probably some of y'all who aren't going to accept this, but we're gonna have a quote unquote Batman style moment here with some of y'all. Last night, watching the playoffs, and I had to put this on there. We're coming to the end of an era in the NBA. Steph isn't there. KD looks like he's about to be swept out. This is the time coming of it's time to pass over the reins to the new generation. Anthony Edwards and Carl Anthony Towns are coming. They're the new. They look like they're part of the 1-2 punch. Joker is there with Jamal Murray. The Celtics are booming in the East. You got guys like Pablo helping Orlando be relevant. Jalen Brunson in New York. Donovan Mitchell still doing his thing in Cleveland with that group of younger guys. And it made me think, I'm witnessing the end of a beautiful NBA era. I was here for this. LeBron's at 20 something years. Yeah, he had 30 last night, but he ain't got it like he used to have it no more. He ain't got it. He's the NBA's Iron Man. He might have the records, but he ain't got it like he had it no more. And it's some of y'all that me and Rob talked about this. It's some of y'all who aren't willing to hand this over. You're not willing to change with the tide, and it's time to change with the tide. Hand this beautiful game that we watch and others have watched for decades grow and continue to be a bigger, better business and help these guys make money and marketing and provide entertainment and bring families together. Don't be a hater right now. Don't be a hater. Help this grow. And Rob, I know you had wanted to say something about this because I want to hear this take because you're gonna say it. Go ahead and give me the take on what you meant because I remember you said something about the people aren't gonna want this to leave or people aren't willing to hand the reins over.
Yeah, so and I like me and Nate, we agree on this. Like the NBA basically it has to basically get to where there's going to be that next step. Like you had with Larry and Magic, you had Mike come after that. Like with Mike, you had Kobe coming after him. Like not after Kobe, but you had LeBron as well. Like you had people to basically take the lead, have it in their hands for the totality of time. And so you got so many great players. You got Jason Tatum from the loop, and you got so many other players. Jokic, you got you got whatever left with Steph. You got basically Anthony Edwards, who I love
Yes.
love as a player. You got so many like young hitters that basically are like ready to say, "This is my league." Tyrese Halliburton
Oh
was
yeah.
like, "Hey, this is my league. This is my team. This is my town." Like you got so many cats that's in the league that are just like that. That is, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. But as we are basically saying, hey, NBA needs to have a new era. As people are saying, NBA needs to have a new era. I don't think that y'all gonna basically follow through with y'all attention. I think one of the things that comes to mind when it comes to like, hey, the new era of NBA coming, it's like with everybody saying, hey, Stephen A, we need more. We need less hot takes. We need less this and that. But y'all still watch First Take. Y'all still watch these shows that basically have all this shit. And the only things that y'all really talk about, like, cause they'll talk. I've watched First Take. I've watched all these shows. Y'all don't really talk about the regular shit. Like y'all don't really say like, hey, if they're talking about X's and O's and they're talking about actual good things that basically teams are doing, y'all don't really share that. Y'all share the hot takes. Y'all share the look at this. And the way I think of it is like a fart. Y'all don't like when somebody's farts and it don't stink. It's like, oh man, that was a big sound. But if it's a sound and it stinks, everybody goes, oh man, like that stunk. Like,
Yeah.
hey, did y'all smell this? Because bad things are communal things. When it comes to hot takes, when it comes to shit that you can basically be like, pun intended, where you could say like, hey, this stunk. Hey, have you seen this thing that stinks? Yeah, people are more apt to do that than like good things. So when it comes to the NBA and when it comes to the new players actually coming in, people are more apt to basically go into, oh, let me shit on LeBron, let me shit on KD, let me shit on these things, or not necessarily glorifying the new people that are coming in. Y'all got bad guys that y'all already got. Yeah, these are the bad guys, and I don't mean bad guys in the actual term. These are like the Scarface bad guys when it's like, hey, you need somebody to stand over and say and point and say that's the bad guy. These are the people that you point to and basically say, hey, this is the guy that's gonna be my lightning rod and who I'm gonna talk about. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't transfer, and I'm not trying to judge y'all, but y'all don't transfer the bad guy ship over to somebody new and be like, this is who we gonna talk about. This is who we gonna have in our forefront. So when it comes to people saying things and saying like, this is what I want to change, this is what I want this new, this is the new thing that I want to come to me, y'all don't follow through on that. and I don't really have confidence that that's going to be followed through on. I
Yeah.
think we're going to have a time where it's going to be like, oh man, when LeBron's gone, Steph's gone, KD's gone, and all these players are gone, it's going to be like, well, who is the guy? And it's just going to be 10 years of who is the guy. That could be Wemby. Like Wemby is that dude that's like right there and is the Haley's Comet of basketball. But like, who else? Like, they got so many players that are out there right now that it's hard to basically say who's gonna be the new, like I said, bad guy. But like, who is gonna be that person that's gonna be that lightning rod that people are gonna go to? It could be Anthony Edwards, but he's got to win. Like, people don't do win. People don't care about people that don't got rings unless they like, where is your ring? Kind of like an old grandmother that basically is like, why aren't you married yet? Like, that's the way sports fans do things, and I don't really have confidence that y'all gonna be able to do that while not while the incumbents of the Stephs, the KDs, and LeBrons are gonna basically. So prove me wrong. I'm good with proving wrong. I'm just a guy in a Naomi shirt. I still like this shirt. I found it. Like, I
Nice
hadn't
shirt. It's a
worn it
nice
in a
shirt.
while. It's a throwback. But like, prove this guy wrong, and basically go and glorify the new people, glorify the new young hitters that actually are deserving of your praise. The Shea Gildress Alexanders. I mean, Giannis is not new, but Giannis is only like he's not even 30 yet. Like, glorify these new dudes, newer dudes, these younger dudes, and basically make them the quote unquote bad guy,
Oh yeah.
and not just be like, well, we need a bad guy. No, we got plenty.
Yeah. And with that being said, I'm gonna say this and wrap this up. Let us transition over. Just let it happen. We've look. Mike might have took it from Larry and Magic, but this is one where we just have to trust in the hands of what's going on in the NBA and enjoy the product and let the Anthony Edwards shine, let the Shea Gildress shine, let them do their
And
thing.
and 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 I think part of the problem, even though I'm backtrack, not backtrack, part of the thing that I think it might be the problem is when it comes to Magic, when it comes to Larry, when it comes to Mike, they're all American. We haven't had a American MVP party. Like, think about that. We
Yeah.
haven't had a NBA MVP that was born here since James Harden. And that's like 7 years ago. Like, we haven't really had any guys that have taken the mantle and been that top dude in a very long time. So that might be part of the problem. But still, even to that point, we have stars here. We have stars that are from here. Like, we can do this. Like, we can glorify these cats.
Yeah. Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is true.
I didn't think about that until like, cause I was like, man, who's gonna be the next actual American MVP, NBA MVP? And I'm thinking like maybe Tatum or Anthony Edwards because they're on good teams and they're great players. But yeah, like we straight up haven't had an MVP from born from the United States
And I think
almost a decade.
the one before that, before Giannis in 19, I think the only other foreign person was Dirk, and that's been '07. That
Yeah,
was '07.
yeah. So we had a run of like MVP, and granted, because it was like LeBron, it was KD, Steph. Like we had American players then. It's just
Yeah.
it hasn't been recent. Like it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild to think about because nobody's ever really talked about that. Like how it's kind of flipped going back and forth like that. Because I mean, even before that, it wasn't any foreign.
Would you count Tim as being foreign? Tim,
It's Virgin Islands. It's
technically
like yes
that's
and no.
us. Technically
Yeah,
that's
it's
us.
a U.S. territory. It's like
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
So before that, you had Steve, because he's Canadian, right?
Yeah,
Steve, yeah, Steve twice, and then Nowinski, and then from '08 to 18, that's Kobe, LeBron, Derrick Rose, LeBron two more times, KD, Steph two times, Westbrook and James, and then after that it's foreign for the next 5 years, and I'm pretty sure Jokic, who's my pick for MVP, is gonna win it again
gonna win.
this year, and he's gonna have
Yeah,
three in the
because it was.
last 4 years.
Yeah, because I'm about to say it's between. To be honest, like right now, because trying to think who was the MVP. Yeah, like it was either gonna be him or Shea Gildress. So that's still international.
Yes.
Like Shea Gildress from Canada. So
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We don't have one. Maybe that's what it might take for us to pop back up. But until then, guys, we're gonna leave you guys on that cliffhanger on that note. Shout out to WNBA. Hopefully y'all push this in the right direction. Playoffs on today. Go watch some games. Enjoy yourself, you know. I think maybe Phoenix might get swept today. I don't know. Shout out to my boy Mitchell. If they do get swept, I know you'll see this and be like, Price doomed me again. But like you said, it's Laker fans that are probably on their way out the door too. So don't even worry about it. But with that being said, we love you guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. All that good jazz. You see us, Bruh Migos Podcast, Twitter, Bruh Migos Podcast, TikTok. We're on IG. I want to say it's what Bruh Migos Pod. Yeah, Bruh Migos Pod IG. Come through, tell your friends, interact with us. Hey, we love you guys. We love doing this. But catch you guys later. Tell them bye, Rob.
all right. Good night, Taylor Swift. Good night, Canada. Good night, Moon. Good night, Jupiter. Stars. Good night, y'all.
Peace. We out.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bra Amigos podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.